Hello and welcome everybody back for another round of Formula One Legends at Road America, the United States. Here for 20 laps of racing today in what promises to be another thrilling episode. Before we get started, let's have a quick look at the standings as they are right now, because it's getting exciting at the top of the table. We have Mika Hakkinen still leading with 58 points, followed by Ayrton Senna and Fernando Alonso, only 1 point between the two of them. Nigel Mansell is in 4th, Schumacher 5th, which is a bit disappointing for the German, but we still have a long season ahead of us, so let's see if he can make up for that. We find Jean Alesi in 6th, Juan Pablo Montoya, Alain Porst and De Graaf. Jacques Villeneuve rounds off the top 10. Also, Alain Porst is a bit disappointing so far. It's not been his best season so far, but also for him it's going to be a long season, so he's got plenty of time to do something good and make up some of those places he's lost in the beginning of the season. But yeah, it's starting to come together this season. We're about to get on the way, so let's head over to the grid. Quick view of the qualifying results from yesterday. It's Fernando Alonso in pole position, followed by Mika Hakkinen on the front row. Then we have Senna, Mansell, Prost and Patrese. Michael Schumacher is in 10th position, so a bit of disappointment there, but let's see if he can make up some of those places in the race. We're about to get started. We're waiting for the guy with the green flag, I should say. He's waving a flag. And any moment, and we're on our way. Good start from Fernando Alonso so far, and he's covered them off. He's aggressively moving from left to right, trying to keep the pack behind him. It's a long way to the right-hander, the fast right-hander here. And Ayrton Senna almost got that second position, but it seems like he has to get back into third behind Mika Hakkinen here. And another right-hander, a bit slower. Alain Prost is fighting very hard with Nigel Mansell here, and for the first time we're coming up on that fast, long back straight. It's going to be imperative to get a good slipstream on this circuit, because that could win or lose your race on a circuit like this. And it seems like everybody got away clearly, so that's always a good sign. Alain Prost trying around the outside here with Nigel Mansell, but I don't think that's going to work. As a matter of fact, he's now under pressure from Riccardo Patrese in the Renault Williams. But he has to stick behind him for now. Michael Schumacher already made up 2 places, so he went from 10th to 8th. So that's a good job for him. And still Nigel Mansell and Alain Prost fighting it out here. Nice racing, close racing. That's what we like to see. Riccardo Patrese is also in there, and I don't think Alain Prost got a bit of a bad run in that corner, so he has to give that position to Riccardo Patrese, who moves into 5th position. Remember, there's still 3 cars ahead of this pack, which is Alonso still in 1st, Hakkinen in 2nd, and Senna in 3rd. Coming up on the main straight for the first time. The first part is uphill, and then it's a long way to that fast right-hander, and positioning is key on this circuit, because you can get a really good toe and get some really good overspeed on this straight, as you see here. Prost is trying, Senna's trying around the outside, and he's got the job done. Senna in 2nd place. He just overtook Mika Hakkinen here. Here on board with De Graaf. You can see just how fast these corners are here. The next one is a bit slower, but after that comes another long straight down to the technical part of the circuit. And like I said, it's very important to keep a good close position, so you can get into the slipstream of the guy in front of you. And De Graaf is just a bit too far back right now. But the guys in front, that's Schumacher with Montoya, who else? Are fighting, and that will give De Graaf an opportunity to get back, as you can see here. Good close racing. It's Patrese leading this pack, I think, right now, if I'm not mistaken. And the rest of the guys are, it seems to be a bit faster than he is. So yeah, it's getting all bunched up here, and it's just a matter of time before we're going to see some nice overtakes, I guess. That's lap 2 done. Coming back onto the main straight, up the hill, crossing start-finish line. And this time De Graaf has got a good run on Schumacher. Let's see if he can keep that toe on the main straight. Schumacher is trying on Montoya. Left, right, left, right. Here they come. Everybody's trying to break their toe. It's Alain Porst here trying with Nigel Mansell, but at this moment he just has to take enough with place 5. He just couldn't do it. But I guess Prost is going to have another opportunity in the next corner, as is Senna and Hakkinen in front. Hakkinen is trying to get back that second place around the outside, but that's not going to work. So he has to stay and be satisfied with what he's got right now and be patient. I'm sure at a circuit like this another opportunity will arise. And the same goes for Alain Prost, who is still stuck in 5th position. Meanwhile, we have the fastest lap for Fernando Alonso, 2:03. The tires still need some time to get nice and warm, so those lap times will probably come down a lot. But he's really racing fast. He's already got 4 seconds on Ayrton Senna, a lead, I mean, and that has everything to do that Senna and Mika Hakkinen are battling hard. And when you're fighting, you can't drive your ideal line, and you're gonna lose some time every lap. And the only one who's really got some clear air right now is Fernando Alonso, and you can see that because he's already created a gap for 4 seconds. Everything is full on here. Oh, that's Alain Prost going wide, and he has to give that position to Riccardo Patrese. And Alain Prost's race is going backwards somewhat because now he's in 6th position. He's lost the position from the start, and he's got Michael Schumacher now on his gearbox. Here we're back with De Graaf on the main straight again, and it seems like Schumacher has got a good run now on Montoya, and De Graaf is trying to be clever, and he's going to slip right through there with him. So Montoya has lost 2 positions on the main straight, and that's what I mean. And around the outside, De Graaf is going around the outside with Schumacher. They're going side by side into the next corner. This is really nice close racing. Can he keep it on the outside? Can he? Yeah, it seems like job done. That's really good. So De Graaf has overtaken 2 guys. He's overtaken Montoya and Michael Schumacher in 2 corners. So that's good racing, but it's not over yet because the German is really trying to get back that position. Side by side now. It seems like Michael Schumacher has got that. Oh, he's running a bit wide. The old switchback move, and De Graaf has kept that position for now. Nice racing here. The Ferrari is known for its high top speeds, which of course is very advantageous on a circuit like this with these long straights. So in the technical part, it seems like the Red Bull Mercedes has got the upper hand over the Ferrari, but we have to see what happens when they get back on these long straights. We're watching a replay here that was 2 laps ago, but with all the excitement, this is David Coulthard and Jos Verstappen, and that's a bit of a clumsy move there. They take each other off, and that's the second race David Coulthard is, he's been caught up in shenanigans like this. So that's a tow back to the pits for the both of them, and they're both last right now. In the meantime, Michael Schumacher has not, or I should say De Graaf has not been able to create a gap to Schumacher, because Michael Schumacher is really close. It's a bit of a gap now, but yeah, that Ferrari is really, really quick in a straight line. So let's see if De Graaf can keep in front of him. Lots of battles going on right now, really exciting. Here you can clearly see the speed of the Ferrari. It's just slowly pulling away from Jean Alesi. He just can't keep up. Even with the tow, he can't keep up with that Ferrari. So that's really, yeah, that top speed is really phenomenal. Not too much in the corners, as you can see, because Alesi has really has been able to close up to Schumacher there. But here you can see it clearly how much faster he is. He's gonna try again. He's gonna try again on the inside, same move. But this time De Graaf covers him off and keeps his position. 7th position for De Graaf, Schumacher 8th. Remember, Alonso, he's flying right now because fastest lap after fastest lap, and he's already 6 seconds. He's created a gap from 6 seconds to Ayrton Senna. So while we're watching all these exciting battles, don't forget there's a guy in front who is just, yeah, driving his own race and in a league of his own at this point. Here's the battle for second place, second and third. It's still Hakkinen and Schumacher. There's nothing between the two. Oh, that's a bit sloppy there from Hakkinen because he had a good run. He still does, but oh, he's running really right now. So yeah, you can forget that. And now they're coming up to a part with a lot more corners. So, but after that, we're gonna go onto the main straight. But that McLaren Honda is pretty quick as well. So that's McLaren Honda against McLaren Mercedes, followed by Renault Williams. Onto the main straight, and we're already at lap 7 right now. Lap 6, excuse me. It's flying by. And we're seeing now a fastest lap for Nigel Mansell, so that's good. And here you can see the game again, the cat and mouse game on the main straight. Trying to catch each other's slipstream and take handy advantage of that. And Michael Schumacher has overtaken De Graaf. We missed that just now because yeah, Schumacher back in 7th and De Graaf back in 8th. So that must have happened at the beginning of the main straight. We missed that. Excuse me for that, but yeah, here we go. And still, that group is still very, very tight. It's still Jean Alesi there behind De Graaf. It's Montoya and Barrichello is also in there. And here again you can see that top speed of the Ferrari is really something else. He just pulls away. Could also be that he's running a little less wing, a little less downforce. That's also possible. Because here in the technical part, yeah, it's not so evident that he's much quicker. But yeah, on the main straight he's in a league of his own. Seems like Mika Hakkinen has slowed down somewhat, or Ayrton Senna has been able to create a bit of a gap anyway. And now it's Hakkinen and Mansell fighting. And the more they fight, the easier Senna will be able to pull away and create that gap. In the background we see Alain Porst coming. Yeah, and Mika Hakkinen has a lot of defending to do now from Nigel Mansell. Mansell tries something on the end of the straight here. He's close enough. Hakkinen going defensive, going to the inside, covering his inside line off, forcing Nigel Mansell around the outside. And that's quite difficult here in the fast right-hander, but it's not over yet. That's a big no. So that's Nigel Mansell still behind Mika Hakkinen. And I think we saw another. Yeah, there's another Mercedes McLaren there, or McLaren Mercedes I should say, and that's David Coulthard. He was in the pits after that accident with a big lock up there. after that accident with Jos Verstappen, it was in lap 3. So he's a backmarker. He's not racing for position. Let's see if he can move aside quickly. Gives Senna some space. They're still side by side, but okay. So this is Mika Hakkinen. Let's see if his teammate lets him by. Well, that's relatively easy. Let's see if he gives Mansell that same courtesy. Well, yes, no, well, okay. Not too bad, but it's clear that Mansell lost some time there, and that's given Mika Hakkinen the opportunity to close right back up to Ayrton Senna again. He's got a good run on him now. Lovely shot here from the helicopter. And let's see if he can do something and get that second place back. Senna going defensive on the inside, forcing Hakkinen to the outside, which is nearly impossible to overtake like that. So for now he has to be satisfied with third place. Remember, he's still leading the championship. The way things stand now, he will remain the leader of the championship. But Alonso and Senna, of course, are closing in like this way. Here's that group just behind them. That's Schumacher, De Graaf, Patrese and Montoya. Still very close, still fighting, and it's very nice to see. It's not good for their lap times because there's only one man who's got some clean air. That's Alonso, and he's pulling away like he's in a league of his own. Definitely De Graaf has got some toe here on Schumacher, so can he try something here? Yeah, he seems a bit too far back. Like I said, that top speed of the Ferrari is really something else. And even with the toe, he's not really getting any closer. So he has to try something here in the technical part. But it seems like Schumacher is pulling away somewhat. So I don't think he's going to be able to do anything right now. Tricky right-hander this is. Can't go full throttle with these cars. Oh, he went into the grass. That's really cutting it close. And this is all flat out with these cars because of the downforce, of course. So if you drive here with the GT cars, it's something else. But this is all flat out. The car in front of Schumacher is David Coulthard. Remember, he's not racing for position here. And we have Mika Hakkinen he's got that job done on Ayrton Senna. And it seems like the clever old Brit Nigel Mansell is trying to take advantage of that. So there are almost 3 right now on the main straight. Let's see who comes out on top here. It's not done yet because I think Senna has had the best run here on the main straight. So he's been able to get the best top speed, and he keeps that position for now. And it looks like actually Hakkinen is losing out. So he went from 2nd to 4th here. That's the problem if you start attacking. It might work, it might not work, but you're taking a risk. And at this point, Mika Hakkinen is losing out somewhat because he had to let Nigel Mansell pass him. But we're only halfway the race, so he's got more than enough time to make up for that. And right away you can see Senna pulling away. He's got some fresh air, some clean air I should say, not fresh air, and he's pulling away. And with all that fighting going on, slowly but surely we can see here in the background we can see Alain Porst and even Michael Schumacher slowly coming back to the front of the race. Well, not the front of the race, because remember that's still Alonso, but for the podium places anyway. And you can clearly see the more these guys fight, the easier it's going to be for the other guys to get back. And Alain Porst has done it. He's definitely back on the gearbox of Mika Hakkinen right now. Again, trying around the outside. Again, that's not going to work. The only thing you're doing now is giving Alain Porst the opportunity to get back to you, and Alain Porst is really close on Mika Hakkinen now. So Mika Hakkinen really has to be careful that he's not getting his race backwards as well, because yeah, he's losing positions like this, and he can't afford that in the championship. He needs to get on that podium if he wants to stay in the lead of the championship. So he needs to get a move on and get back to the third place, at least back to the third place, because remember, the guys in front of him are closest to him in the championship. So yeah, he needs that position, and that's not working right now, because it seems like, oh, that's really close. I can't really tell, but no, I don't think Alain Porst did that. He got past him, but he had to concede that position again. So yeah, so it's still Mika Hakkinen in fourth then. But you can see just, what do we have here? This is the Graaf, he's off. That looks like terminal to me, and it's Rubens Barrichello as well. So something happened there. Maybe we can have a replay of that, what happened exactly, because yeah, he's definitely off. They're falling down the table, both of them are. Maybe they touched or something. Here we have the Graaf. This is a replay of what happened. Ah, he dips one wheel into the grass. Ah, kept it out of the wall on one side, but then just glides on the wall on the other side. And yeah, that was a hard impact. Let's take a look at it again. Slow motion here. Dips that rear wheel into the grass, and then you get an oversteer. He corrects that because he keeps the car out of the other wall on the other side, but then you get a snap oversteer to that side, and yeah, that's kind of too late then. And that is really a hard impact. So what happens then to Rubens Barrichello, because he was off as well? Does he hit? Oh, he hits his back wing. You can clearly see that left front tire is kaput, and he's off as well. Just a flat, I guess, but enough to ruin his race. And yeah, for the Graaf it's going to take somewhat longer. Here we have the onboard shot with Barrichello. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he just clips that rear wing. That comes back into the track. And that's a front, yeah, that's a puncture. So he parks his car. I don't think we're going to get a yellow, because these cars, like magic, just disappear after a minute. But that's really good. So yeah, that's really sad for the Graaf. He was doing well in the points, and Barrichello as well too. So yeah, now they're both out. In the meantime, Michael Schumacher has caught up with Alain Porst and Mika Hakkinen. So they're fighting now for yeah, possibly fourth, fifth, and sixth. So still a lot of racing going on here. We're already 11 laps into the race. Just a little recap, we still have Fernando Alonso, who's created a gap of more than 10 seconds right now, so he's really flying. Ayrton Senna is in second, Nigel Mansell is in third right now. Then we have this group here with Mika Hakkinen, Alain Porst and Michael Schumacher for fourth, fifth and sixth. Juan Pablo Montoya is in the background. There's still a McLaren Mercedes in the background, but remember that is David Coulthard. And we have a changing of the guard here, because Michael Schumacher just overtook Alain Porst, so he's slowly moving back forward. Yeah, a guy with his talent and his car should really be driving in the top 3, top 5 at the minimum, which he's doing right now. So, but anyway, we have Juan Pablo Montoya. Then after that, it's Patrese, Jean Alesi, and Jacques Villeneuve, and it's the Graaf still in the pits, and Barrichello as well. It seemed like Barrichello didn't have too much damage, so maybe he can get back into the race again. Coming up on the main straight again, lap 12 already, and it looks like Alain Porst might have a good tow here from Michael Schumacher, but remember that top speed of the Ferrari is something else. But then again, the McLaren is not a slouch either, so maybe Alain Porst can do something here, but no, he decides to just stay behind. I think it would be beneficial for both of them if they work together somewhat, because if they start fighting harder and harder, they're just going to lose time to the front pack. And and yeah, it's right now it doesn't help you much. You're going to be 6th or 5th. This is not Michael Schumacher driving there. That's Rubens Barrichello. He's been lapped. He was in the pits, remember, with the puncture he had, with the crash with De Graaf. And that's Ayrton Senna is about to lap him. So let's see if he moves over. He could give his teammate a little bit of help if he doesn't, but no, he's a gentleman and he moves over. Well, sort of. Still doesn't do Ayrton Senna any favors. Let's see if he does it better than... Oh, well, Ayrton Senna almost lost there. He got onto the dirty part of the track. And yeah, the back just stepped out. Right now Barrichello is holding up Nigel Mansell, which isn't all that good. And here we have Schumacher and Prost again. Seems like the race is settling down somewhat now after a very, very exciting beginning. We're 12 laps into the race now, and it seems like everybody's found their position, and they're just going around now. There's still a lot of battles going on, like this one between Schumacher and Prost, of course. But yeah, we would so much like to see a little bit more fighting in front of the race, or at the front of the race. But yeah, that's not going to happen today because Fernando Alonso has created a gap of 14 seconds. And he's doing fastest lap after fastest lap, so I don't know what he did this morning, but it's working for him. And yeah, he's been dominant the whole weekend. He qualified in pole, remember? And yeah, his Renault just seems to be working really, really well on this circuit. Rubens Barrichello about to be lapped by his teammate Michael Schumacher. Remember, he was in the pits, so that's not yeah, it's not definitely about his pace. He's had some bad luck this race. Nonetheless, he's about to be lapped. He's also where is Rubens Barrichello right now? He's driving 22nd, so yeah, he's completely in the back of the grid. It seems like David Coulthard might have had another... Oh no, he was lapped, of course. Yeah. Never mind, wasn't paying attention. So De Graaf is still in the pits. I imagine they're going to be working on his car for a couple of minutes because he had extensive damage. And here we have a look at the leader of the race. He's been alone from the beginning. He's got a gap now of 15 seconds. He's doing lap after lap, and it must be great driving in front, but it's also quite boring, I imagine, because he's all alone. He's got no one around him. I think he will end up lapping some of the guys in the end of the race, but for now he's just alone, doing his laps, staying concentrated and banging out those great lap times. He's just, if you're looking at his lap times, he's just really a second faster than the rest. 6/10, yeah, something like that, every lap. And that's, yeah, after 14 laps, that counts. So here you have it, he's all alone. He's got the track all by himself, and yeah, just doing his laps. Absolutely dominating this weekend. Unbelievable. Trying to stay focused, not make any mistakes, and yeah, it seems like this race is going to be his. Let's hope he stays out of trouble because he deserves it. He's really, yeah, like I said, dominating this weekend. In the meantime, we find Ayrton Senna and Nigel Mansell lapping some back markers. That's I think it's that's just Verstappen behind there, and that's given Nigel Mansell a good run because he's definitely closed that gap again to Ayrton Senna. So they're fighting for second position here, and yeah, I have to say Mika Hakkinen is not too far back there. Big lock up there from Niels Verstappen, and Mika Hakkinen is trying to lap him as well. And these guys really should move over. They're not racing. He's still in front of Mika Hakkinen there, which is not doing the Finn any favors here. I think Nigel Mansell will have a good run here on the straight. He's definitely in the slipstream of Ayrton Senna here. Let's see if he can close that gap a little further. He's a bit too far behind now to try anything, but yeah, he's closed that gap right up. And even Michael Schumacher is still not too far away. He's driven a tremendous race. Remember, he started in 10th. He's made up 5 places, and yeah, I think he's really closing in on the top guys now. Lovely shot here of Ayrton Senna and Nigel Mansell. Back straight here. Well, now we have a shot of trees, so that's not so interesting, but here they come. And the sun has left us a little bit today, so it might be the temperatures might be dropping somewhat, which means the track temperature will drop as well, and lap time should go down even further. Yeah, I have to keep an eye on that. Tire wear must be becoming an issue right now. We're already racing for, yeah, what is it, 20 minutes? So slowly but surely these tires are starting to wear out. I don't think we're going to see any pit stops today because, yeah, the entire race should be about a little more than half an hour, and well, it should be able to end the race. And you're just losing too much time to go for a pit stop and gaining too little with fresh rubber. But it's going to be a struggle for these drivers nonetheless because. Yeah, for sure the grip is falling away now, so they have to be really mindful of that. You can actually see it on the cars because they're starting to slide a little bit more than in the beginning. And I have a feeling that Nigel Mansell is somewhat quicker right now than Ayrton Senna. Let's take a look at the lap times here. Yeah, that's really, there's nothing between that. That's a couple of tenths, or a couple of hundreds of seconds, I should say. And here we have De Graaf coming out of the pits again. He decided to fix his car. He's dead last, of course. He's been lapped 5 times now, but yeah, let's try to. I guess they just figured let's just finish this race, maybe get some good data on the car, and yeah, that must be it because yeah, he's not gonna do anything anymore for the points or anything. Yeah, the race is settled somewhat. We still have, of course, some fights going on, like here, Alain Porst and Michael Schumacher. And that's for 5th position. And they're both not really doing this great this season. They're not really where they should be in the championship. So they both need every point they can get. That goes for all of these guys, of course, but you would expect a guy like Michael Schumacher and Alain Porst to be right up there with Senna and Hakkinen and Alonso. But right now they're not really in this part of the season. They're not really, yeah, they're not really pulling their weight, as you could say. They're just a little behind, and yeah, now they're battling with each other, which doesn't, yeah, give them a good chance to get back to that top 3. It's good to watch though. These great champions, 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher, 4-time world champion Alain Porst, fighting it out on a track like this. Really close now, really under his gearbox, and we're coming up on the main straight. Oh, he's already making a move here on the inside. Very nice move here by Alain Porst, and he's taken that position back. So that's Alain Porst in 5th, Michael Schumacher in 6th position. Let's see that famous top speed from the Ferrari. If he can do something, he's definitely going to try to do something here on Main Straight. Has he got enough speed on that? No, he's just gonna, he's gonna tuck in behind Alain Porst for now. But that battle isn't over, I assure you. Never mind the two guys behind him, they're both back markers. That's Jos Verstappen and Rubens Barrichello. They've been lapped multiple times actually. So that's not what we're looking at here. And right now we're actually they're still fighting for third position as well, or second. Because that was Nigel Mansell, and he's really closed that gap now to Ayrton Senna. If he can stay this close to the next technical part, he's got a good run on the straight. Yeah, maybe he can have a go for the second place. Really close now. It's difficult here because it's fast, but it's not straight, so it's difficult to position your car correctly. And Senna covers off the inside and forcing Mansell to the outside, and then it's difficult, but he's still really close. So let's see if he can do it again on the straight, and that's the easier place to overtake. It's longer and it's straight, so but you need a good run out of this corner. This is very, very important, and it seems like they both have a good run. Senna going defensive, trying to break that toe. That's Renault power versus Honda power on the Main Straight. It seems like the Honda has got it, so nothing to do right now for Mansell. He just has to be content with what he's got right now, third place. Driven a very good race as well, so but he's definitely going to have another try in the next laps. And with all that fighting going on, we can actually see Mika Hakkinen slowly closing in again. Still quite a gap, but the more these guys battle, the easier it will be for him to close that gap. And we have a new fastest lap here from Fernando Alonso. He actually managed to go below the 202, so that's a 201.9 for Fernando Alonso. And there's no need for him to. And we're seeing Mansell here having another shot on the outside. Yeah, that's going to be very difficult here, but he's definitely trying, and Senna has to be really concentrated because the smallest mistake and he's going to lose that second place. But yeah, like I said, Alonso is still driving fastest lap after fastest lap. He's got a gap now for more than 20 seconds to Ayrton Senna. So that's that's really something, and he can now just kind of cruise to the finish line. A bit of unbalance there in the car of Mansell, so he's definitely lost some time scrubbing the tires over the tarmac. But again, he's really close, and here we can clearly see that lovely shot. So let's see when they get back onto the Main Straight if he can close that gap. But he's got to get a move on because we only got 2 laps left. Yeah, it seems like Senna's got a better run here, so the gap is too big. I don't think he's going to try anything now. He's waiting for the last lap, maybe. I don't know if that's smart, but it looks like it. Here we have the most dominant man and car and team this whole weekend. It's Fernando Alonso for the Renault Works team. And like I said, he's got more than 20 seconds. Still even faster now. He's 2:01.7, so he's also definitely getting that fastest lap in. And good race from him. So we still have Senna and Mansell fighting. And a little further to the background, we have still Alain Porst and Schumacher fighting. So in both those battles, it's McLaren Honda on top. But let's see if it stays that way, because it's 1.5 laps left, and I cannot. Yeah, they have to try something. Menzel and Schumacher do, because they're really in the gearbox of these guys. But yeah, you have to pass them to get that position, of course. The race really quieted down after, I don't know, lap 12 or something. It was very exciting, the first 12 laps. And then, yeah, then slowly everybody finds their position and the tire wear starts kicking in. But it's been a good race so far, and we're going to get a good winner, a deserved winner, I think, because, yeah, like I said, he's been dominant the entire weekend, which is Fernando Alonso from Spain. And he started his last lap now. So, yeah, if Menzel and Schumacher want to do something, they better get a move on. Looks like he's fallen back too far behind again, so it's not going to be this lap. And it has to be this lap because it's the last lap. But we go back to the absolute victor this weekend. It's Fernando Alonso, who has managed to go even quicker, so that's a 2:01.5 the last lap, and it's 21 seconds now, the gap between Alonso and Senna. That's not something you see very often, but he's absolutely dominant here, and yeah, good for him. And if they can keep on this form for the rest of the season, he's gonna have a really good shot at the title. It's really he's not been that consistent. Had some accidents in the race. The guy who's been most consistent is of course Mika Hakkinen, who's leading the championship. He didn't win that much, but very consistent racing all the time. So that's something they need to work on. But if everything works with the Renault Works team and Fernando has got a good day, then they're really unbeatable, as you can see here today. 21 seconds to three-time world champion Ayrton Senna. That is something else. And yeah, just the last couple of corners to contend with, and then up to the main straight, and then it's just full throttle and easy going to the finish. He can take a nap if he wants to. He's got time, more than enough time to do that. So yeah, really good racing. Here he comes today, the victor from Road America, 20 laps. That's Fernando Alonso, 25 points in the bag, so they must be really thrilled there at Renault. We're still looking at the fight behind, let's see, but they're so far behind. Here they come. That's Senna and Menzel. I think Senna's going to keep that. Menzel's really close, but yeah, close is one thing, passing is another. So that's Senna second, and then Nigel Menzel third. And Alain Porst has kept his position, so that's Schumacher in sixth. Really good race. It was a bit long, the second half, but yeah, the beginning was really good. So after this race, let's take a look at the official outcome of the race. So that's Alonso first, Senna second, and Menzel third. So they're doing a really good job for the championship. Let's take a look at the championship, where that brings us. It's still Mika Hakkinen in front. With 70 points, but Alonso and Senna both have done a good job to close that gap, because it's only 4 points and 12 points for Senna then. Now Menzel and then Schumacher and Prost, they need to get a move on. So, but it's still everybody's game, we still got a long way to go. So for us, that's the end of the race, and we hope to see you next week. For now, thank you for watching, and goodbye.